Hey everybody, it's me, Nicole Rivera from the Stop Writing Alone podcast, and here on the MV Rivera YouTube channel, coming to you almost every single week to try to write 52 stories in 52 weeks. So this is the final Friday in 2022, and this year has been a struggle from the get-go. For anybody that's been around since the beginning, I started New Year's last year with a COVID diagnosis, and that delayed us all the way through. I've been playing catch-up all year round. A couple of times got into the groove, then fell back off. So we ended with our last video at, I believe, prompt number 44. And that's it. I say this every single week that I don't want you to feel like so many people had come into the Stop Writing Alone community saying, oh, I'm behind. I don't even know how many stories I wrote. I don't have that many. And it's really not about number for number. And I'm always about celebrating our small wins whenever we have them. And even the man who inspired this entire challenge, Ray Bradbury, had said, write 52 stories in 52 weeks, a story a week, because they're not all going to be great, and whatever you get is going to be better than if you don't write at all. So, of course, I'm paraphrasing. That was not a direct quote. Please don't say that's a direct quote. So I just sat here, went through my notebooks, went through my files to see actually how many stories I wrote this year. And the big number is 40. That is what I got up to. So I didn't even write a full 44. But to me, that's an enormous win, because here I am writing stories that Lord knows how many I'd write if I didn't take on this challenge. So we are going to start anew in 2023, doing 52 stories in 52 weeks, and I will come here sharing 52 prompts in 52 weeks. I have some ideas for some themes that I want to work through throughout the year, and I am going to probably have some of the videos recorded ahead of time so that if the illness comes my way or something else gets in the way of me getting to you, things are scheduled ahead of time. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How many stories do you think? I mean, do you have a way of counting them? I've never counted my stories before, pretty much because I've always been on track and not had to worry about it. Have you counted your stories? How many have you written? Do you feel like you've written more this year than you normally would have? Is there a prompt or prompts that have really sung to you this year, or a type of prompt that you'd like to see from me next year? I'd love to hear it all. Also, if you're on the Stop Writing Alone Substack list, you'll be hearing from me shortly, because I want to get a little bit of community feedback about the types of meetings that I have been running for Stop Writing Alone and the types of meetings that will be coming in the next year. So if you haven't been joining us for the meetings, we've been doing writing prompt parties, which is a lot of where most of my stories came from this year. We've been doing writing practice based on Natalie Goldberg's writing practice that she discusses in all of her books, but most famously in her Writing Down the Bones books. We've been going through this book here, the 27 Essential Principles of Story, in our story club, and that's been something we've been doing monthly. We've had goal meetings where we just get together and chat about what we want to accomplish each month. And, of course, write-ins. How could I forget? We've been doing write-ins every single month, multiple times a month, where we just have co-working time. So one of the things that we'll be looking to in 2023 is getting a critique crew together of people that want to seriously build that kind of communication within the writing community, and the different ways that we want to build that. So if you want to be involved in that conversation, please make sure that you are subscribed to stopwritingalone.substack.com, as that's something that I don't want to build in a vacuum. So I definitely want to create that with the community. So if you get involved from the ground floor, you can be part of that process with me. I guess I should end you off with some sort of prompt for the year. Let's end it with an even 45. Let's go to a classic. I'm going to grab my Storymatic off the shelf. So Storymatic is by Brian Mooney. You can get, there's a whole bunch of different Storymatic boxes. This is the classic. You have two different color cards in here. One is for characters and the other is for story. And what you typically do, actually, one of my favorite games to play in here is at the XYZ game, where we fill in the sentence X is in conflict with Y about Z. So let's do that one. We're going to pick two gold cards, which are the people cards. And that's going to be our X and Y. And then the copper cards, I believe we call them. I call them orange. The copper cards are the story cards. That'll be our Z. So let's see. X is in conflict with Y over Z. Was it over Z? About Z. Okay. So, oh, goody. A police officer is in conflict with an organ recipient about, drumroll, glue. Good luck. I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that. A police officer is in conflict with an organ recipient about glue. That is prompt number 45 for 2022. It kind of sums up the weirdness of this year. I'm going to say happy writing. Make sure you subscribe to stopwritingalone.substack.com to get all of the information first in your inbox. And yeah, that's it. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2023. Happy writing.